Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mark from the States. How are we doing today? Fantastic. Hopefully you are as well. Come sit with me on this, of course, Big Fake Couch. Today we're going to learn some history, the origins of nursery rhymes. Now, being the channel that we are, I'm assuming most of these nursery rhymes are all going to be from your part of the world. And I'm going to probably know some of them and probably have no idea or had no idea that that is where they came from. Look, the title of this video is London Bridge is Falling Down. We just did a video on A Bridge Too Far with Yarn Hub. So we're sticking with the bridge theme here. Love it. Also, this is by History Lord. Love the channel. I know a lot of you do as well. So important that you get over there and like and subscribe. Of course, the links below take you right to this video and to his channel. He's awesome. Lord Hume. He is awesome. So please get over there. Support him. He's just a wonderful human. He's been gracious enough to allow us to learn from his learn from his videos. And so I get really excited to tell people to get over there, because if you don't already go over there and you like history, and just not like the big ones that everybody knows, but little quirky facts and tidbits and stuff like that that I only get generally from History Lord. So it's important that you go over there and support, because it helps me learn and see new things that I've never knew before. I know a lot of you already follow his channel, but if you could, get over there and support him by liking, subscribing, doing the things. So yeah, we're going to learn about some more bridges probably today. So let's do it, shall we? All right. And we're going to try that again. So let's do it, shall we? Yes.
Welcome to the History Lord. Join us here today, and we're in my house in lovely Warwickshire. And today we're going to be talking all about nursery rhymes. Well, in particular, the history behind certain nursery rhymes. So here are just a few of them. London Bridge is falling down. Probably one of the most famous nursery rhymes in the world. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And it tells you subsequent verses, how to build it up, etc., etc. Well, London Bridge is falling down, firstly, is thought to go back to the Viking times in either 1009 or 1012. They're not sure.
Whoa.
When the Vikings, it was King Olaf II, assisted the king at the time to knock back the advance of King Canute by actually getting his long ships to row up the Thames, attach themselves to the bridge, and then row vigorously away and try and bring the bridge down so Canute and his hordes couldn't cross the Thames. Probably not the best explanation of that. The probable real explanation is that London Bridge wasn't falling down. London Bridge just wasn't being repaired. And like most nursery rhymes, it was a satire. It was to take the mickey out of someone, or to draw attention to something that was unjust at the time. Now,
well, that makes, although the King Olaf story and trying to row and tear the bridge down by tying themselves to it, pretty cool if that were true. But yes, makes more sense of, the bridge is looking pretty bad here. It's falling down. We've used that term before for dilapidated buildings or other such things. So yeah, that totally makes sense to me. But that opening line, London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. We sang that all the time as kids, heard it all the time as kids. Never once thought, wow, that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or even cared to even think, what does that even mean? So I'm loving this.
it's an explanation of who My Fair Lady is.
Okay,
And there's a few
here we go.
explanations, but the most probable is that it was the Queen Consort of Henry I, and that was Matilda of Scotland. Now, she was actually in charge. It was the tradition at the time as a toll bridge. London Bridge, you had to pay a farthing, a quarter of a penny, a groat was an eighth of a penny to cross it, or it was even a halfpenny or a penny to go across with a horse and cart. The money would be then used for the upkeep of the bridge. But it was up to the Queen Consort of how to spend that money. And it's believed that Matilda, rather than spending the money on repairing the bridge, would spend the money on other shiny trinkets and furs and things like that.
It is so comforting to know that politicians, whether they're royalty or just straight politicians, were doing the exact same thing that they do now, way back then. I don't know, we have dumped so much money into road repair and infrastructure repair, and then it usually gets taken and used for something else by the politicians. One good example is like, I don't know, every time they come up with a new, thing that we vote on, new measure or something, bill. Hey, this tax is going to be used for fixing the roads, and every time everybody goes, that's a great idea. Yeah, we got to do that. We need it, or to fix schools, going into the schools. That's probably a big one. Yeah. We got to do it for the kids. Yes. And then all the money, so it passes, and all the money starts rolling into those coffers, and then the next thing you know, it's like, well, we're going to build a high-speed train, and it's going to cost billions. So, meanwhile, our roads and schools still suck. And we have no high-speed train because, of course, it's a boondoggle of a project. Those are just loosely accurate statements. I don't know exactly the particulars, but you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is it's great to know, even back then, they were doing this sort of thing. Funny.
So over the time, the bridge began to deteriorate, and bits of it fell off into the Thames. So London Bridge was falling down. Well, it was actually deteriorating and just crumbling a little bit. There are others who think, though, that My Fair Lady alludes to the Virgin Mary, and the nursery rhyme was actually about the Viking attacks in the 11th century. There's another theory that it was the consort of Henry III, Eleanor of Provence, and it was a similar story. Who had she had control of the tolls of the bridge. It's a similar story to Matilda. Even there are some people in Warwickshire, at least, who think that My Fair Lady could refer to a member of the Lee family who owned Stoneleigh Manor, just north of Warwick. That one is a little bit dubious, but as I say, the most likely person to be My Fair Lady was Queen Matilda of Scotland, the consort of Henry I.
I'm going to go with that one.
Ring a Roses. There are two schools of thought about Ring of Roses. One suggests that it comes from the French for rose tree, the ring around the rose tree or a bush, and they all fall down was a curtsy.
Okay.
And it was
For a minute there, I was like, which one is that? Pocket full of posies, that one, right? Ring around the rosy. I'm sure the words get, over the years have changed a little bit, but yeah. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, I think is how I remember it, but that was so long ago. Again, no clue what it even meant. We just sing it because we're told to.
The ring around the rose tree or a bush, and They All Fall Down was a curtsy, and it was about the French royal court. But the most popular explanation is another rather dark one, I'm afraid.
Uh-oh.
And it goes back to the time of the Great Plague in 1665. A ring of roses was alluded to be the rash that started. So it looked like a little ring on your arm or your leg or wherever. A pocket full of posies. People thought that it was miasma that caused the disease, and it was the horrible smells in the air. So they would all carry posies of flowers so they could smell a little bit better, or at least have a more alluring air to smell than the pungent one that was around them. A tissue. That was a sneezing starting. And All Fall Down, well, that's self-explanatory. That's when you died.
Oh,
So
God.
therefore, Ring of Roses does allude to being about the Great Plague. However, there's always a caveat, isn't there? That theory didn't really start until the 20th century.
Oh.
And it's been a popular version of it ever since, that it was alluding to the actual plague itself. Looking down here at my notes, it was actually no mention of this before 1951, that it was the Great Plague. So whether or not it's partly to do with it, we don't know. But as I say, these things are passed down in history. So it may have been to do with the plague, or it may have been to do with the French court. Who knows? Well,
That is disturbing. So it didn't start till that, at least that version of explaining, not till the 50s. But yeah, that's pretty dark. I'm gonna go. It started with the French court. I'm gonna go with that one. And someone then just kind of psychoanalyzed it and converted it into their own reflection on life. Maybe. I had no idea. Of course you don't have an idea. All right, let's finish this out.
there you are. That's history behind a few nursery rhymes for you to get your teeth into. Thanks for watching. Do hope you enjoy these videos. And if you do, please subscribe and tell your friends as well. If you want to see what we do outside of these videos, please head on to my old website, which is historylord.co.uk, or have a look at Last Line Films. That's James's YouTube and TikTok channel, and that's also his lovely website as well. James, he's the one sat behind the camera. Give us a wave, James.
Hello.
There we are. Lovely. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.
He's good. I love these little videos. Excuse me. He's good. I enjoy Lord Hume. So yeah, go over to his channel. He's got longer form videos too, that are just well worth going over there. I learned about the Pearly Kings from him and many other things. The true name behind Santa Claus. He did a bunch of stuff around Christmas time. Just very enjoyable. This was interesting because these were two nursery rhymes that I used to remember as a kid. Again, had no idea. I love the story behind London Bridge. I believe it's the Matilda one, taking the money that was meant to repair the bridge and using it on other pet projects. And the ring around the rosy, that one really is dark, if that's what it is. So, but since it was so kind of a modern interpretation of it, I'm going to go that it had something to do with the French court, even though that doesn't really make sense to me as either. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this. I just love these little videos. Hey, hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. And hey, hope you have a great day. I really do. And we'll see you soon. All right, bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. And he's